Hello, my name is Adrienne Owings, and I'm a second year at Yale University. This summer, I was a recipient of the Qatar Foundation International's Musafir Award, and I traveled to Rabat, Morocco for 2 months to live, travel, and take Arabic classes through Yale's summer session program. Many thanks to QFI for funding my summer ventures abroad, and today I'd like to tell you a little bit about them. I took classes at an Arabic language center in Rabat named Kalam Wallah, which translates as pen and slate in Arabic. It was a beautiful place where I met some amazing people and learned a ton, both in and out of the classroom. I spent 4 hours a day in Arabic class, and twice a week I took Darija class, which is the local dialect spoken in Morocco. The center also offered cooking classes, local excursions, and weekend trips all around Morocco. I arrived in Morocco on May 28th and met my awesome host mom Senna and my roommate Katie. I started classes the very next day, and I was nervous because there was a language placement test, but it all worked out. I ended up with a great teacher, Tawfiq, and 5 other students on the Yale program in my class. We took a tour of Rabat on the first day and saw the beautiful coastline and the Kasbah des Zoudaya, which is a World Heritage Site. We had dinner the very next day at Dar Naji, a restaurant that my host family owns. That Friday, we also had a calligraphy class. My first weekend in Morocco was spent traveling to the Sahara Desert. We drove in a bus for nearly 15 hours to reach Merzouga, a desert in the south of Morocco, close to Algeria. On the way, we stopped at a fossil workshop to see some of the billion-year-old fossils that were found in that region of Morocco, and were fashioned into tables, statues, dishware, and more. We also saw a very pretty mosque and went to a traditional Berber boutique to buy turbans and jewelry. We had dinner at a Moroccan restaurant where we saw traditional Moroccan dancing. After a few more pit stops, we went to the nearby Kasbah, or village, to meet our camels. I found out very quickly that riding camels was a lot of work, but our hour-and-a-half journey into the desert was incredibly beautiful, and luckily not at all hot, thanks to a rain shower an hour prior. We arrived at a small camp, ate dinner, and went stargazing before heading to bed. And we woke up early at 5 a.m. to ride our camels back to the Kasbah and witness a magical sunrise in the Sahara. The following week, my host family took me and my roommate Katie to their parents' house for dinner, and their house was absolutely stunning. We went swimming with our host sister and joined many members of their family for iftar, which is the meal that breaks the fast at the end of the day during Ramadan. For the weekend, my friend Rachel came to visit, so we and some other people in the group went to Casablanca. Of course, we stopped for lunch at Rick's Cafe, made famous by the movie Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart. Unfortunately, this wasn't where the movie was filmed, but it was a tourist attraction named after the restaurant in the film. Afterwards, we went to see the Mosque of Hassan II, one of the biggest mosques in the world open to non-Muslims. We got to hear the call to prayer, which is even more special during Ramadan. Then we went to the beach and toured the Old Medina. It was an incredibly wonderful weekend in an incredibly vibrant city. The next weekend, we went to Fez and Volubilis, a site of ancient Roman ruins in Morocco. We got to see what was once a place full of Roman villas and baths, and many of the tiles in the villas were actually still intact. Then we headed to Fez, where the temperatures were upwards of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We saw the imperial gates and toured the Medina, and Madrasa Bouanania, a theological college from the 14th century. The next week, we got a few days off from school for Eid, the Muslim holiday that ends Ramadan. Some of the members of the group and I took the opportunity to travel up to Spain, where we went to Tarifa, Granada, and Sevilla. We also got to tour Alhambra, the massive palace and fortress complex built during the Muslim rule of Spain and the Andalusian region. Once we returned from Spain, we had a few days of school before we traveled to the northern region of Morocco for my favorite trip, Chefchaouen and Tangier. Chefchaouen is notorious for its beautiful blue walls that brighten up the entire city. We hiked up to an old fort to get a bird's eye view of the Blue Pearl, a nickname for the city. Then we had lots of fun touring the Medina and taking lots of pictures. We then headed off to Tangier, where we went to the beach and also explored the city. And we made a stop at the Cave of Hercules, which is a natural cave right on the beach. The next weekend, my parents and my friend Josh came to visit, and because I loved the trip so much that we took the weekend before, I took them back to Chefchaouen and Tangier. We also stopped in Tetuan, a Spanish city in the north. We had an absolute blast, and I'm so glad they were able to visit. I was back with the Yale group for the next weekend, and we headed to the coast to see Agadir and Essaouira, and then to Marrakesh. In Agadir, we went to a crocodile park, where we got to see crocodiles and get crocodile tattoos. And we went to a lookout to see the whole city of Agadir. We also went to a market where I fell in love with 2 chameleons that one of the vendors had. They were absolutely adorable. Then we traveled to Essaouira, which is known for its high wind speeds due to its coastal location. After spending a night there, we drove to Marrakesh, and our AC conveniently broke down on the way there. Although we suffered in 112-degree heat, we had an absolute blast discovering this cultural gem. We went to the El Badi Palace, which was commissioned by the Arab Saadian dynasty Sultan Ahmed al-Mansur in 1578. We also went to the Saudi tombs, which date back from the time of the Sultan Ahmed al-Mansur, and a gorgeous mosque. I was really sad that this was our last trip around Morocco as a group, but we had a great time. When our classes came to a close, we had a big graduation ceremony at Kalam Allah where we dressed up in traditional Moroccan clothes. Our host mom, Sana, gave us the most beautiful dresses, so of course we took a lot of pictures of them. We danced, laughed, and celebrated a wonderful 2 months in Morocco. Afterwards, I took a final tour of Rabat and finally saw the mausoleum of Mohammed V and the Hassan Tower. I watched the sunset on my last day in Rabat and reflected on a wonderful 8 weeks. Thank you so much to QFI again for funding my adventures abroad, and thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!